Hello. Because vegetables take weeks to grow, or more often months, there are a lot of videos out there that tell only half a story. You watch the planting, at which point the video ends, and you have no idea how the vegetables turned out. Or you see the vegetables being harvested, but you don't see them being planted. I have covered this here at Homegrown Veg in my How to Grow Start to Finish series. Just search on HGV How to Grow Start to Finish, adding the name of the vegetable you're interested in, and if I've grown it, you should find it. The video I'm shooting today is a midpoint grow video. The vegetables have been growing for a few months, but they are not quite ready to harvest, and this is a sort of growing snapshot. Now then, what's it going to be today? Let's take a look. Today we're going to be looking at this celery. The celery I've been growing for the past few years is a celery called Victoria. This year I'm giving Hadrian a go. This is Hadrian. This celery was grown from seed, and it was seed that I started on damp tissue indoors at the beginning of the year and then planted out. But it was ready to plant out before I was ready for it, because my plan was to use soil that had already been used for growing early potatoes, or soil that had been used for growing winter onions that failed, or any other vegetable that failed. The idea was that if I got these going early enough, that if anything failed, I could recover that soil, I could try and spark it up with some fertiliser, and then I could grow these celery on. Take a look at this. How about that? That's a celery plant growing in a yogurt pot. And there's every chance that all the celery plants in this 10-inch water bucket were growing in yogurt pots before they were potted up into the water bucket. And so they were quite big plants when they actually went in. And that's why they are as big as they are today, although they haven't been in the bucket that long. They got this head start in yogurt pots, indoors, when the weather was too cold really for them to be outside. There's no way I would have got away with lots of 10-inch water buckets indoors, but yeah, a few yogurt pots, we can get away with that. So we grow them in yogurt pots and then we pot them up. Now this particular one, I may just try and grow as big as I can in a yogurt pot just to see how it turns out. Why not? I don't think I've ever done that before, so it's worth a go. Right, now let me, before we go any further, tell you about regrowing celery from shop bought celery. It doesn't work. How do I know it doesn't work? Because I've tried it. Why did I try it? Because lots of people said it did work. Well, who were these lots of people? Well, if you watch the videos on YouTube, it's invariably somebody with a sharp knife in a kitchen. They never actually go into the garden. They slice the bottom of some shop bought celery, sit it in some water, it sprouts some roots, and hey presto, they're now a gardener. And then they may even put that root up. Well, I've got to tell you, the only thing that celery wants to do is make seeds. It wants to throw up a big seed head. Don't think you're going to get a bunch of celery from regrown shop bought celery. You're not. Now if you check these videos out that are on YouTube, more often than not you'll see a start. Yeah, that's the easy bit, but you won't see a finish, because a finish means somebody's got to show you a bunch of celery. They're trying to regrow a bunch of celery from a bunch of celery, and they can't do it. Check out these screen grabs. These screen grabs are from a previous year when I harvested celery from a bucket. Check this out, and in particular look at the bits and pieces in the background. Familiarise yourself with the screen grab. Okay, we're going to do a bit of detective work now, based on what you've just seen on that screen grab. Now have a look at this screen grab. So the first screen grabs you saw were from my channel, and that was me harvesting celery like this, grown from seeds, in a bucket. That was me harvesting a head of celery. But what did it tell us on screen? It suggested we should then transfer the celery to a rich, well-drained soil and watch it really start to take off. Whoa, hold on. It had took off. I was harvesting it. It wasn't going anywhere other than in the kitchen. Now that was a regrow video suggesting that shop bought celery could be regrown just like the celery in the shot. Total fabrication. It was a total fabrication. I told YouTube about it and they did something about it, but hey, don't believe everything you see on YouTube. Don't believe it. And I didn't believe that you could regrow celery, and I tried it and I proved you can't. And how did I prove you can't? Hey, you've got to watch the video. How tall do you think this stuff will grow? If you keep growing it and growing it, how tall do you think it'll grow? Well, you might be surprised. You might be surprised. You need to watch that video. Did you ever watch Little Shop of Horrors? Can you remember Audrey 2? I kid you not, that celery plant grew bigger than Audrey 2. It was easily as tall as me, and totally useless. Totally. I didn't get a stick of celery from that plant, and it finished up in the bin. Now what I will say at this point is that you'll get lots of these, if you regrow shop bought celery. And if that's what you want, if you just want leaves, you get plenty of them. You won't get a bunch of celery, and the stalks you do get will be skinny and woody. So if you're starting to regrow shop bought celery now, hey, just carry on. Hey, why not? You've nothing to lose. You know, you've nothing to lose. But yeah, don't build your expectations up that you're going to be getting another bunch of celery, because I don't think you are. But if you want a bunch of celery, this is the way to do it. This is definitely the way to do it. Start your seeds off indoors, plant them up when they're big enough. I planted mine up into these yogurt pots and then up to the 10-inch water buckets, and I've also planted some in the raised bed. So we've got a few bases covered here. We've got some in water buckets, some in yogurt pots and some in the raised bed. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is an excellent example of a vegetable that's often in start videos. You see it started. Very seldom do you see a finish if it's store-bought celery being regrown. So I'll just tag that link to this video right now. You'll be able to follow that link. You'll be able to see how shop-bought celery turns out if you grow it and grow it and grow it. And with that, I'll say this is Homegrown Veg, signing out.